today's episode is all about how to stay motivated in 25 with your health and well-being goals. Welcome to my holistic world. So before we dive into this topic even more, I just want to share more about what it is that I do as an Ayurvedic holistic transformational coach, because I don't think the algorithm on YouTube even knows what category to maybe put what I do, but it is mind, body, spirit wellness. And the ancients knew that you can't separate a person from their emotions, from the thoughts that they're thinking, to the food that they're eating. It's all connected. And so what I do is really make sure that you're having the right lifestyle choices, the right food choices, the right thoughts that you're thinking, so that you can live the most optimal life possible. So when we think of new goals, making changes in our life, it usually starts at the beginning of the year. And so January is that time where you could probably think back to last year and see what your goals were back then. And you may have been very inspired at the very beginning to do vision boards, to be very motivated to do your goals. And then what happens? Things go on that are out of our control, and that also spirals us out of our good intentions for creating new habits and new changes in our lives. And that's really because if we want to create new changes in our lives, we have to change as a person, and we have to look at the identity and the beliefs that we've created around certain habits before we can make them into new, lasting, actionable, real changes in our life. The good news is 2025 is a new year, and it can be your year to make change, to make real, lasting, sustainable changes in your health, which is your wealth, and grow from there as we have fresh opportunities to align with what it is that we truly desire. Today, I'm going to share with you 3 simple steps that you can take to build momentum and stay motivated. First of all, let's take a look at progress over perfection. And let's take a moment to look back over 24 and really ask yourself what worked, what didn't. Were there mistakes? Were there lessons? And instead of dwelling on them, how can we convert them into stepping stones? Awareness is really the first step towards growth. And by embracing progress over perfection, we adopt a growth mindset. And the mindset really is acknowledging perfection does not exist. We're not going to get everything right from the start. It's a continuous learning and development process, and it puts you in more of a creative mode rather than focusing on a set of results. And this is really what fosters that growth mindset and a willingness to take risks. I also like to make sure that I do the things that I enjoy. We are built for pleasure. We are going to naturally learn and do things when it's more fun. Any mother will know that if you want to try and get a child to do something, you better make it fun or they're not going to do it. And so, we're the same. Our minds are the same. There's this inbuilt resistance to change, to have new habits in our life. And so when we make them fun, when we make it creative and playful, we're much more likely to do it and stick with it. And so that's something that you really need to take to heart when you're looking at your goals. And that's really fits in with the next step. Our goals need to be smart. So instead of saying, I want to be healthier, get really specific and start to break it down. So what does health to you mean? Maybe that means that you do yoga 3 times a week instead of once a week. Small, specific goals really make such a big difference. because each win will give you the motivation that you need to follow and pursue the next goal, the next level in your own understanding of what it is and where it is that you need to be going. Because once you've got one thing down, it's so much easier to be able to say, I'm going to try this next thing. I'm going to try and add in, drinking more water this week. I'm going to try and add in more vegetables into my meals this week. And so it's much easier to move on to the next level when you are smart about your goals. And my final tip for today is to find your fierceness. We all have something inside us which is dying to be seen, to be heard, to be witnessed. And once we really find that inner juiciness that we have, that inner aliveness, and we listen to it, we, instead of dismissing our true voice, our inner voice, we actually start listening to it, and we start to follow that wisdom that we all have, that internal wisdom. And that can show up in you like listening to yourself when you say, I'm full, I'm not going to eat anymore, or I don't want to drink alcohol when others around me are drinking alcohol. When we start listening to that inner wisdom that we all have, that's when we really truly own our power, and we can find so much motivation in just that. When we celebrate our wins, no matter how big or small, when we make smart, specific goals, when we truly listen to our voice, we are truly in our lane, and that can really motivate us to keep going, to keep following that inner guidance and motivation. I really appreciate you watching this video today, and thank you so much. I'd love to know in the comments what has resonated most with you, and what are you motivated for in 25. Bye for now.